让我养成了修行的好习惯。
学习人生智慧。
禅师 APP。
The meditation master can also download audio files, allowing me to listen to Dharma talks offline anytime.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Ding dong, ding dong. Grandmaster's live broadcast will start in an hour. After downloading the Grandmaster app, you will be notified in advance about any of Grandmaster's live talk. You can also take notes during each Dharma talk. The Grandmaster app unlocks the door to health and happiness, making your self-cultivation more convenient and efficient. Hurry and share this good news with your friends.
各位亲爱的网友朋友，大家好。
Hello, my dear friends.
今天呢，我们又会给大家播送一期这个关于
share with you some more miracles from Energy Bagua and some very touching stories. When we interview and get to know everybody's benefits from Energy Bagua, we ourselves are actually deeply moved. Before, we didn't know that Energy Bagua can help so many people and so many different diseases, and it's far beyond my imagination. And when I was young, I thought that Energy Bagua is just effective for very few people. At that time, I really thought like that, but today is very special. There's a friend from Taiwan, and we call him a nickname. It's like the Ginger King. And his Dharma name is Qi Heng. And so it's very interesting. I'm not going to talk too much. He himself will tell his story about his experience and journey with Energy Bagua. After days of rain, there will be a break of clear blue sky. And hopeless life can be turned around one day. My daughter had a stroke. Because of her illness, I was separated from my husband for 2 years. We were at the end of our marriage, and I accompanied my daughter for 2 years and spent 6 months in the hospital with her. Our family was not cohesive, and I felt like I'm reaching the rock bottom. I had a stroke when I was 26 years old. The right side of my body was paralyzed. First, when I had the stroke, I was sent to the Chang'an hospital. The doctors checked and said that it was not caused by any illness. Then they said it could be due to the long-term use of any certain medications. And I used prescription drugs that treated menstruation issues. And he said that there actually are many similar cases internationally, but very few in Taiwan. It's been 8 or 9 years since the stroke. Before, I was very confident. After I got sick, I slowly lost my confidence. I was sad, from a healthy person to a disabled person. I had difficulty standing up and walking. When I sit, I'd slant to the side. It was very severe. Half of her is paralyzed. She couldn't move her hands. She couldn't walk. I was very tough with her, pulling her up and dragging her to rehabilitate. I know I was cruel, but I said, "You'll thank me in the future." with many difficulties at home. Qi Si had no way out and was very depressed. In 2012, a friend gave her a book called Buddhist Rope. She was attracted by the stories in the book, and this is the start of her family's connection with Bodhi meditation. My first health and happiness retreat, my mood changed after the first class. Because of the illnesses, I was depressed. On the 4th or 5th day of the class, I suddenly became, how come I become so happy even though my movement was less accurate than normal people? As long as I meditate, my legs would be stronger and I had more strength to walk. Before, the condition was worse. If I don't tell people about my condition, and if I'm not that nervous, you won't notice my condition. But if you know about my illness and focus on my movements, then you'll be able to notice it. I have low blood pressure. My blood pressure was as low as 90. It was never exceeded 100. I had felt dizzy for a very long time, almost a decade. The first time I came to the meditation retreat, I was super happy. The meditation of greater illumination is the best medicine for me. I realized that I'm not dizzy anymore within half a year. The dizziness is gone. My blood pressure is now about 130. The mother and daughter, they still remember their profound happiness in the first meditation retreat. The family issues seem to slowly untwine as well. There's another person that always has been on Qi Si's mind. That is her husband, Qi Heng. This pair worked in ginger field from sunrise to sunset and worked diligently under the scorching sun. For 20 years, Qi Heng actually had been suffered from chronic hepatitis. I had liver illness for over 20 years. It's a type C hepatitis. It should be treatable and the virus should be clean, but when I had interferon injection, the virus is reduced about 9 million counts, but it can't be lowered anymore. 2 years later, after the injection, the virus will come back and become 20 million counts. Because of hepatitis, I take many medication, Western ones, traditional Chinese ones, and folk remedied everything. These medications damaged my stomach and kidneys and my kidney fibrosis. There were many complications as well. Sleep apnea, heart disease. It was difficult, but I thought I can live one day at a time. Because I had sleep apnea. I would stop breathing anytime at night. So I told my wife, when it happens, don't send me to the emergency in the hospital because there's no cure. I would still be just like laying on the bed and looking at the ceiling. That's no use. It's very difficult to help my husband. He is a very determined person, very, he thought I was on the wrong path and too superstitious. I asked him to come and try. He'd say, okay, I'll try it, but then he would pretend to practice and run away. He came to Bodhi after he had a motorcycle accident. I fell when I was riding my motorcycle. My knees were damaged and required surgery. And after that, I couldn't work anymore. Also, I couldn't raise my right arm. 30 years ago, I collided with the bus in Kaohsiung City. The old injury returned and pinched my nerves. My wife has been walking Energy Bagua for a long time. She tried to persuade me to walk Energy Bagua. I didn't believe in these. I believe in Western medicine. Western medicine is extremely advanced. I had to bite the bullet and try out Energy Bagua. Because the knee surgery damaged the synovial membranes, I couldn't walk properly nor bend my knees. I had not been working for 2 to 3 years. During that time, I was practicing Energy Bagua. Because of this practice, I can walk easily. After walking for 7 to 8 months, my hepatitis numbers were normal. I had blood tests in the Cheng Kung University Hospital and National Taiwan University Hospital. They have the most accurate tests. I also checked my kidney fibrosis. The doctor said, it's impossible, it's incurable. He asked me what meditation I was taking. I told him nothing. Really, I didn't take any medication since I practiced Energy Bagua. I have not taken any liver meditation and other drugs. Qi Heng, who was hopeless and desperate in life, realized his recovery was a blessing from Buddha and Bodhisattva. Therefore, he made a vow to spread Bodhi meditation to more people. Before, I never concerned about other people's well-being. Now, when I'm leading Energy Bagua practice point, when I see people who are severely ill, I would cry for them because I understand their pain. Since her family members have recovered health, Qi felt less burdened. However, as a mother, she had another wish. Because of my health condition, my mom worried about my finding a life partner. No in-laws would accept someone like me, so we offered light for about 6 months to a year and prayed for a romantic relationship. Then I met my husband. At the beginning, I was, a little pressured, and after, getting to know her, I found it's not a big issue. She has very good personalities, and I actually really adore her for that. And I think it's more important to get along, and her health really didn't matter. I gave my daughter to their family. I'm grateful that they take care of my daughter. After I'm married, because of my advanced age, my husband hoped that we can have a child very soon. On the day of Bathing Buddha festival, Grandmaster said that he will give blessings to people who want a child. So we offered a light to pray for a child. Very soon in May, I was pregnant. I really feel it's such a miracle. My daughter's condition improved significantly after practicing Bodhi meditation. When she walks, people really would notice that she had stroke before. Now she can take care of herself, get married, and give birth to a child. I'm very proud of her. From challenging family relationships to harmonious and happy relationships, all the conflicts started to change with Grandmaster JinBodhi's teachings. He said, we have quarreled for our whole life, but with Grandmaster's guidance, we have learned to tolerate each other and also, to say sorry. And Grandmaster also taught us to express ourselves, to say "I love you," because sometimes when you do a lot of things, he won't feel it. Say "I love you" is much better than just doing so many other things. He's really happy to hear it. I know that our relationship has changed a lot. My husband has also changed a lot. Yeah, after we watch this, we're so happy for their whole family. After we hear their difficulties, when we watch that, we actually are already showing the worry on our face, and eventually the sun comes out. It almost feels like finally the sun comes out after a long time rain, and every audience would also start to smile. This family is not easy. And yeah, let's talk about the mother first. She actually has the least illness. It's not that severe, but she has a low blood pressure. Actually, low blood pressure, you think it's not severe, but sometimes can be quite severe too. There's the higher end and the lower end. If it is higher than 140, then it's high blood pressure. If it's lower than 90, it would be low blood pressure, but she's always lower than 90. When people have low blood pressure, they will feel cold, they will feel weak, and when they move or do something, they don't have any strength. And she also said that she feels dizzy, and so because she's lack of energy and always in a low blood pressure, and so well, she's already the healthiest among all the three of them in her family, and so such a mother would still need to look after her daughter. Actually, what a pity. Her daughter had a stroke at 26 years old. And she said that actually the doctors assumed that maybe because she had those, some medications to regulate the menstrual period, but maybe this is the side effect because she didn't have any cardiovascular disease. So yeah, so this is this is quite dangerous. She was actually so this kind of contraceptive or medicine can be the contraceptive pill can be very dangerous. It can even cause stroke. That's what the doctor assumed. Yeah, so the mother was so worried. No mother with if this happens will be able to sleep, and so the mother accompanied the daughter for 2 years and even just stay in the hospital for 6 months and then looked after the daughter, everything. And the mother brought the daughter to to Bodhi meditation. They came to a meditation, health and happiness retreat. The daughter, used to be very worried and depressed, and after the stroke, of course, she got quite depressed. Such a young girl suddenly had a stroke. Who will not be depressed, right? And how can she, what would be her future, right? Get married or, get to go to work. Like, as long as she can even look after herself and even just to walk would be already good enough, right? Yeah, so the mother has such big difficulty, have such a daughter, and Bodhi meditation saved her daughter. And so it was so lucky for them. And but the daughter is really, really lucky. As a mother, of course, she would hope that the daughter can have a happy family, and so she offered lights for 6 months to a year, and eventually her daughter did have a very good romantic relationship, and the young man looked like a very nice man, and they have and the man's family is very generous and very nice, and the daughter's husband said that he actually liked her personality, and so they're very receptive and very nice. And so the family, so his family is also a very nice family. So this daughter's mother also felt much better. And the next wish is for the next wish is for her daughter to have a child, to have a baby. And Grandmaster said, human beings' wish is like endless, right? Like one after another. Yeah. So she's already at a high age for pregnancy, but she was very lucky. It's getting to Buddha's birthday celebration, and Grandmaster agreed to give blessings to people who wish to have a baby. And so she offered lights on the Buddha's birthday celebration. That was in May, and in the same month, in May, she got pregnant so fast. So now we're very happy for the mother and the daughter. So now let's look at the Qi Heng, who is the Ginger King. Actually, what really worries the mother was a very actually is her husband, and Qi Si described him as very kind of very not very stubborn, but very determined, and he also has a lot of illness. He had over 20 years of C-type hepatitis. Yeah. And usually it's because of blood transfusion or something. And in the mainland China or over the world, this is it's an incurable disease, and you'd have to have it for a whole life. And Qi Heng actually has a very serious liver disease. He mentioned that he had very serious liver disease. and his virus is like 30 million count, and the normal should be 0, but he has like 30 million counts. And so there were 30 million. Grandmaster was joking and saying like, oh, I think that that's the money that he had, 30 million. No, yeah. So there's a saying in China, yeah, you'd like to have everything but illnesses, right? You don't want to have these viruses. And so, yeah, if it is 20,000 virus, then it's already hepatitis, but he has 30 million. Oh, too high. And after 20 years, it would go maybe either to become maybe liver cancer, or maybe it can become hepatocirrhosis. And because of taking so many medications, it actually damaged his other organs. His kidney becomes it caused the kidney fibrosis. Yeah, because the liver has the illnesses, so liver cannot detox, and so the kidney would have to detox, but the kidney cannot carry so much pressure, and so the kidney also has been, having this fibrosis, and it's like very severe. The next step, it can cause the kidney failure, so it's very, very fatal. He is the cornerstone of the whole family, but and in addition to that, he also has heart disease, and also he has apnea, so like sleep apnea when he's snoring, and then suddenly he would stop breathing. Yeah, and if he really cannot continue to breathe, and he can even pass away like that. And so he told his sister, in case I suddenly fainted, and do not send me to emergency. I don't want to be a vegetable. I don't want to be lying in a hospital bed and just looking at the ceiling. And so Qi Heng, this husband, is actually what worries the mother the most. And yeah, the daughter was quite listened to the mother and came to Bodhi meditation, but he didn't listen to his wife at the beginning. He just believed in medical science, and he went to all the doctors and the hospitals. Yeah, so like his wife. His wife have already practiced Bodhi meditation and benefited so much, and including his daughter, but he still says like, you are kind of obsessed, maybe you are superstitious or something like that. Yeah, so at the beginning it was very hard for him to come to Bodhi meditation, but the time when he came to Bodhi meditation, one reason is because he had a motorcycle accident. He couldn't work. He couldn't go to the ginger field, and so and another thing is that he was betting with his wife, and he said, I will go to the best hospital. I will check my, I'll have the best medical check and put all the numbers here. And and then he can say, okay, I'll just listen to you. I will practice and see if it will have any change. But the good thing is that when he practiced, he would also practice very diligently. Yeah. So he practiced very diligently. Yeah. Yeah. Grandmaster said, don't say that he's very, obstinate. Don't say that he's, very stubborn. He's listening to our live stream, okay? Yeah. And he practiced very hard, very dedicated. 7 or 8 months he was in the center. And he was like a full-time practitioner. Do you know why? Grandmaster said because he had a motorcycle accident. He couldn't go anywhere. The only thing he can do is just to practice at the center. And then after 7 or 8 months, he went to the hospital to have medical check again. You know, like over 30 million viruses disappeared completely. You know, this C-type hepatitis, like 20 years of hepatitis, said goodbye, permanently saying goodbye to hepatitis. What a miracle! The doctors couldn't believe it. And not only the liver is recovered, and also all the data for the kidney also was recovered. And the doctor said, what medication did you take? And he said, no. And so that was also impossible. So all these two recovery were impossible. And also the sleep apnea disappeared either. The heart disease disappeared, and whatever he eats, he feels good, and whatever, yeah. And now he started to really feel grateful and really admire Grandmaster. Such an obstinate person, such a person only believe in science, finally now have to believe in the facts. And so that's wonderful. We should give him and give the whole family a big round of applause. And next, he has more stories. He has a series of stories. Let's listen. Very serious liver disease and the kidney fibrosis plus apnea caused Qi Heng's life going to the rock bottom. He even left a will to his wife when he was the least hopeful. Energy Bagua allowed him to miraculously recover. Within a year, less than a year, he actually get back to health. So in his mind, he had an inspiration. He wanted to spread Energy Bagua to everyone you need. When I'm completely recovered, it's very, feel very light, but it seems like I'm missing something. But when I'm helping and teaching other people to walk Energy Bagua, they are getting better and better. And this joy is even more than when I myself get better. And so within a year, because of his firm confidence in Energy Bagua and his passion in Energy Bagua, from the south to the north of Taiwan, he established the 10 Energy Bagua practice points, and 1,200 people benefited from Energy Bagua and trained 13 leaders of the Energy Bagua practice points. And so Energy Bagua now is spreading to all over Taiwan. The first Energy Bagua practice point is in Meishan in Taiwan Jiayi County. He has a friend who is a counselor in the local, is a local counselor, and he wanted to help a relative of this counselor. And so this counselor recommend his relative to come to practice Energy Bagua. He has very serious lower back problem, and he had such serious disease. After he walked only 2 or 3 circles, he would be so painful that he would roll on the ground. Now he has already walked 4 years and he has almost no pain. And after I have lead the Bagua Center, this practice point for 100 days, I left the practice point to her, so she's the leader now. The second practice point is Jiayi Ziqi in Zhuxi. When at the time when I went to Songjiao to promote Energy Bagua, it's very difficult because they do a lot of labor. I told them that Energy Bagua is a practice and it's different from your labor. You can just sell your 3 months to me. If it doesn't work, then you can leave me. So because they have to work in the daytime, they can only come and walk in the nighttime. And so before, when you were very painful, I can only raise my arm like this. I cannot raise here. So that caused a lot of inconvenience. And I couldn't wash my back when I'm taking a shower, and it was very uncomfortable. So I walked 2 to 3 months, and then I can wash myself very convenient, very easily. And so my frozen shoulder is gone. My cousin Ji Heng introduced me to come and walk Energy Bagua and practice Energy Bagua every day to gain health and happiness. My cousin has the aortic dissection, and he actually was put into the ICU for over 2 months, and also his calves also had a kind of infection that they even need to. The doctor said that he need amputation, and then they had to do the skin transplant. He couldn't bend his, but still he couldn't bend his knees. When I wanted to help him, every day I would go to his home, every day invite him to come and walk Energy Bagua. So he had to force himself to come and walk. After a month, he wouldn't be like before. He didn't need anybody to hold him anymore, and he can walk very naturally, and he can even hike. Before, his wife would have to pull him. Now he's hiking faster than his wife. Ever since he practiced Energy Bagua, now he's walking properly, and his heart is also normal now. And the most miracle is his stutter. Before, like if he say one sentence, it would last a long time. Now he can speak very formally, like very normally, and he's singing karaoke every day. The third Energy Bagua practitioner, Ji Heng's work is to plant ginger. So he needs to go from Jiayi to Jiayuan in Taichung. So he established the third Energy Bagua practice point. So he established the practice point from his ginger garden. It will take him like 1 hour's ride because he needs to come down from the mountain every day. However, he's the first one to arrive at the Energy Bagua practice point. I would guess that he would have to leave his ginger farm at 4 o'clock in the morning. And he's very patient and very, enthusiastic. At the time, everybody comes from all directions, and we're not familiar with each one, so he encouraged her. He said, if you want to walk 2 hours, I will walk with you. And he was very patient, and he's very loving and always walk with them and help them. So this is the fourth Energy Bagua practice point. At the time, there was a sister who came to walk in Dongshi, and she said, in Dongshi, people in Dongshi want to be healthy, and in my place, we also want to be healthy. And so I said, okay, you can establish an Energy Bagua practice point. So with Ji Heng's efforts, they established another Energy Bagua practice point. So from Xingshe and Dongshi, some of the seniors there, they say every day you have to, drive for 30-40 minutes to come and 30-40 minutes to go back. And so those senior people wanted to see what exactly his ginger farm is like. And so one day they followed him to his ginger farm. However, they came down crying. Why? Because at the time it was summer, when it's raining in the mountain. At the end of the top of the mountain, it's very steep and it's winding around, and the road is very narrow. And when it's heavy rain, you can even be pushed to the valley. And so Ji Heng, whenever he established an Energy Bagua point for 3 months, every single day, day, rain or shine, he will definitely be there on time. And because he wanted to save his very sick niece, he moved his footprint to the north of Taiwan in Shidi Park in Xinbei. He established the 5th Energy Bagua practice point. The most importantly is for me to save my second sister's son. He had a stroke and stayed in ICU for a week, and his wife has already signed to cancel the treatment. Eventually he was saved, but he didn't have a sense of balance. But after practice 2 months of Energy Bagua, all the sense of balance come back, and he's all normal, and he's already going back to the factory to work. I would drive from Xingshe to Xinzhuang Bagua Active Point, so it would take me 5 hours to come back and forth. But as long as they can get better, even it's far, I would go there. Over there are a lot of people from other cities, and they will do very hard labor. They start to do this labor from when they were young, and now they're getting old, and so they have a lot of strain, like they have a frozen shoulder, back pain, lower back pain, and knee pain, and a lot of caused by osteoporosis. And so those people who come to walk Energy Bagua benefited so much. So many people benefited. The 6th Energy Bagua practice room. My sister, younger sister, at the beginning, I encouraged her to come and practice Energy Bagua. There was once she was mopping the floor, and she fell, and it was very serious. When she slipped down, the spine was bent. And she went to see doctors for years. At the time I asked her to come and practice Energy Bagua, she couldn't even raise her arm. 7 years ago, I helped my elder brother to plant ginger. The tendon of my arm was injured, and I couldn't raise high. I couldn't carry heavy things, and I think that my arm is now injured. 40 years ago, when I hike, when I came down, I fell, and the tailbone was injured, and then I couldn't sit. I couldn't sit like this. I have to lean on one side or the other side like this, and this pain lasted for over 40 years. 3 months after practice Energy Bagua, my arms can slowly raise, and I can put some force. After 6 months, my arm, the whole arm, can even swing, and my shoulders, ligaments, and the tailbone is improved like 80-90%. I'm super happy, so happy. Now all my spine is okay now. So younger sister Huang Sudan benefited from practicing Energy Bagua in order for more people to acquire health. With the inspiration of her brother, she became the leader of this Huangcheng Park Energy Bagua practice point. There are a lot of people very old and have serious disease, but they all had miraculous recovery. Like Qiu Ruizhong, he actually had acute demyelinating neuritis, and his calves is very swelling and sore, and then he went to take the injection in the hospital, but when he came back, his home is on the 4th floor, but when he walked to the 2nd floor, he collapsed, and he went to the hospital and did rehabilitation for 6 months. So when he first came to walk Energy Bagua, he had to wear those kind of rehabilitation shoes, special shoes, and he had to use the crutches. After 20 days or 21 days, he can let go one crutch, and within 100 days, he can let go of both of the crutches. Now he can ride on bicycles and motorcycles and drive cars, and he can bring his wife and son to go and travel. because first when he recovered, his boss actually wanted him to go back and work. And once when I chatted with him, I said, the universe allow you to recover, to give you a new life, is for you to become a bodhisattva. If you do not take the bodhisattva path, you never know when the king of hell will take your life again. The same with me. My new life was given to me and blessed to me to allow me to, is for me to take the bodhisattva path. So he understood and he established a new Energy Bagua practice post in Qishe. And Qi Heng also established the 7th, the 8th, and 9th, and 10th 4 Energy Bagua practice point. I have a lot of issues, like my knee. I have to inject ironic acid for 5 years. It didn't work. Ever since I come here, I don't need to take injections at night. I haven't been sleeping for 10 years. And in the daytime, I always have to keep me awake with, coffee and drive with coffee. And now, after practicing Energy Bagua at 9 p.m., I already am sleepy. And also, and I used to have floaters for 20 years. Now I don't have floaters anymore. I had diabetes. It's like 20, 30 years. But 3 months after practice Energy Bagua, my glycosylated hemoglobin used to be 9 and it's 7. And, I don't need insulin anymore. I'm energetic. Energy Bagua, after I practiced Energy Bagua practice point, I lost 18 kilograms from 84 to 66. Before, I actually had plantar fasciitis. Every morning it was so painful. I couldn't even walk a step. I couldn't even go downstairs. But after I practiced Energy Bagua for 2 months, the plantar fascia slowly improves. Until now, it's already 8 months practiced Energy Bagua. I almost have no pain at all. And also, after 2 months after my Energy Bagua, I released 2 kidney stones. I really benefited so much. I'm so grateful, Grandmaster. In October 2019 in Taiwan, there was the Medicine Buddha's blessing ceremony where 3,000 people came, and Qi Heng encouraged all the practitioners from the Energy Bagua practice point. So they used 12 shuttle buses to bring all these, practitioners to come to the ceremony. My parents gave me my first life, but it's already gone. And Grandmaster blessed me with my second life. So in my second life, I would like to devote all my life to everyone and to help everyone. In every Energy Bagua practice point, I will lead them for 100 days. And when I'm leading them, I would start to observe and see who is more dedicated and who would be more responsible and would also who would also benefit more. And so now, I've chosen all the leaders. They're all very dedicated. Up till now, I've already established 10 practice points. Now I've already prepared the 11th one. Before, I never care about others because I don't know what they are suffering. But ever since I had illnesses, I experienced everybody's sufferings. I know the pain. I'm so grateful for Grandmaster's great compassion and universal love. I'll definitely follow Grandmaster's footsteps to fulfill the wishes to spread Energy Bagua to every single corner of Taiwan. Whatever obstacles I might experience, I will definitely persevere and spread Energy Bagua to every single corner of Taiwan. This is my aspiration. Wow. When we watch this video, we're so touched yeah, my tears even dropped down. Yeah, from his own sharing of his own family. He's very grateful. And when he is grateful, he is very, very dedicated and focused and in helping everyone. And when we can definitely see how many people he has helped, and every single one of them, when we hear all these transformations, we're so touched. And this energy Bagua that Grandmaster taught us is such a wonderful, but we still need someone to be that hand, to reach out to everyone in need, and he is that one of them. And so when he said, when they had illnesses, he first would, he started from helping his cousin. Yeah, his cousin had a very serious disease. It was the aortic dissection. It is a very serious heart disease, and it's a fatal disease. And at the beginning, his cousin didn't want to practice energy Bagua, but Qi Heng was like, no, I have to push you there. And every day he would go there and invite him and go. And as long as his cousin went there, he would practice with him for 100 days, and even less than 100 days, when his cousin walked for 60 days, his heart disease was cured, and even until now. And I believe that this aortic dissection, definitely he stayed in the hospital for 2 months because of this aortic dissection, and also he had the his calves also had the infection that they had to transplant the skin from his butt to his calves, and when he walks, he couldn't bend his knees, and his wife had to carry him. But after 60 days of energy Bagua, he can even hike faster than his wife. And his cousin was born with stutter. Yeah. Well, Qi Heng is at this age. Just imagine what age his cousin would be, like elder cousin. But walking energy Bagua cured his daughter. And his cousin was singing, this karaoke every single day, and we also listen to his cousin talking. He's completely fine. When we talk about his calf infection, actually, yeah, this is called cellulitis. If it couldn't be cured, he would have to take amputation, and it can be fatal too. So when Qi Heng wanted to help him, it wasn't very easy. Because he had such serious heart disease and also such difficulty with the legs. He really had such a difficulty in walking. But Qi Heng had very firm confidence that as long as you walk, you'll get better. Yeah, because it was actually the same case with Qi Heng himself, because at the beginning, Qi Heng didn't believe in energy Bagua at all, but he walked and he got his new life. And his illness is like incurable, but they were all cured. So he had extremely firm confidence, and he had such, like, at this time, this stubbornness is very, very good. And yeah. So actually, when we take the bodhisattva parts, we also need this kind of firmness. We're very touched by his story, is because before he didn't care about anybody else because he was already very sick. How can he care about others? But now he cares about others. He knows he was sick, and he knows the pain of others, and he knows that energy Bagua is the best medicine for them. He definitely wants to share this medicine with others. And now he saved his cousin. Now he Yeah, he not only saved his cousin, and he called all the people around his cousin, and he established Energy Bagua practice point. There are over there are like dozens of people benefited from them, and then these dozens of people can help even more people to acquire health. And then he started to help his niece. His niece also was in ICU for a week, and he had a stroke. Yeah, his cousin actually must be younger than him, but he had a stroke, and so he really felt bad about it, and his cousin wasn't able to walk and wasn't. His stroke, his knee stroke was even serious, even more serious than that. The doctor, usually when they're treating the patient, they want their family to sign the paper. So his niece's wife, the doctors are about to give up, the treatment, which means that he might go. Some of our online friends may not know how serious a stroke can be. Actually, the most fatal disease is actually stroke. It's not cancer. Cancer probably number 3, but stroke is number 1 fatal disease. And some people, they had stroke, and after 2-3 days they would go. And some people, maybe they will be lying on the bed like, they would, just like Qi-Heng said, if they, sometimes they would be like a vegetable and just lie on the bed. The whole family would be affected. The most serious would be death. If they discovered that too late, then they could even go in like 2-3 hours. And some people, they didn't go, but they would lie on the bed for 2-3 years, and the skins and the flesh would be rotten, and then the bones will be exposed. But so his niece was about to be give up treatment by the doctors, but he woke up, and there's still hope. And so Qi-Heng is always challenging he's always ready to challenge the most serious diseases, and his relatives really have a lot of very serious diseases. And maybe this is like a truth of every family, because he is a local Taiwanese, and his relatives is like living all over Taiwan. He has a very big family. And he walked 2 months. His knees already can get back to normal. So happy, like had a stroke to such an extent, almost to the end of life, and he only walked 2 months of Energy Bagua, and he's completely recovered. What a miracle, And he helped his niece. His niece was in Xinbei Shidi, and in order to save his niece, he established the Shidi Energy Bagua practice point. And so I think Qi-Heng is very wise. He didn't just save his niece alone. He would establish a whole Energy Bagua practice point so more people can learn. And also, Qi-Heng's sister and younger sister, elder sister and younger sister. So Huang Sudan is his younger sister. They're all supporting the niece, but both of them, they also had a lot of problems. And through practicing Energy Bagua, they also get better. And then because of that, they established even more Energy Bagua practice point. And Huang Sudan established the Huangcheng Park Energy Bagua practice point. It was because Qi-Heng encouraged her to establish that Energy Bagua practice point. And Qi Heng would say, "Oh, I hope you'll get better. I'll walk with you." But he also has his own rule. I will definitely walk with you at least for 100 days to, every new Energy Bagua practice, he will definitely be there every single day and walk with them for 100 days. Because after 100 days, a lot of people has already improved a lot. Everybody has already established very firm confidence, and they themselves will definitely persist the practice and also will spread to others. And during that 100 days, he would observe all the practitioners there and also pick a leader there. And so they say he would have to drive 1 hour to go there, and he would still be the first one to arrive, and he definitely need to come like 4 a.m. So this is very touching. Everybody at the Energy Bagua practice point were touched by him, and they all say, "Oh, every morning you have to drive so far away to come here. I don't, I can't stop coming here because you do so much and drive so far to come here, and every single day, and how can they not come to walk with him?" And there was one Energy Bagua practitioner, he would have to drive like 5 hours back and forth. That's the Shidi Park Energy Bagua practice point. So this is the spirit of a bodhisattva. He not only helped so many people, and he benefited himself, and he not only would let more people to benefit, but he would also inspire them to help more people. So this is most touching. And he actually saved Qiu Ruizhong because he has a very serious disease called acute demyelinating neuritis, and it's very rare, and so none of his legs are normal, and rehabilitation wasn't helpful, and the rehabilitation for months didn't help, and then he started to walk in an Energy Bagua practice point. Only like 20 or 21 days, he was able to get rid of one crutch, and in 100 days, he was able to get rid of both of the crutches, and he can ride on bicycles and motorcycles and travel and everything. And at this time, Qi Heng was very wise, and he knows that after he recovers, Qiu Ruizhong recovers, he talked to him and said, you need to be grateful because the universe gave you this second life, but you need to use the second life in the best way. You need to take the bodhisattva way to help more people, to save more people. And with this inspiration, and Qiu Ruizhong was also very good, and he established a new Energy Bagua practice point. He decided that he would not go back to work. He would dedicate his life to spread Energy Bagua and take the bodhisattva way. And I think that Qi Heng is very, very honest and very, nice. Qiu Ruizhong was not able to move at all. If he couldn't walk and couldn't move, and even he didn't die, every day's life would be like hell. But he is a very talented person. His previous boss really liked him and invited him to go back, and even may promote him and maybe increase his salary. So there is the temptation there. But Qi Heng talked to him. This is the ultimate truth. You have already gained your second life. Are you just using the second life to make money? You should be like me to help all sentient beings. I'm getting better. I need to spread this practice to more people, to save more people. This is really an enlightenment. So This is most touching. Yeah. So all these people are like inspired by him, and he was very frank and very direct. You should just do that. Yeah. He actually, and he was saying like, otherwise you never know when the king of hell will take your life away. And this is actually truth. Yeah. Actually, the king of hell has already almost taken half of his life. And yeah. So this Brother Qi Heng is very touching, and he said, my first life was given by my parents, but that first life is already gone. And it's actually true. He had the serious liver disease, the kidney disease, the apnea, and really his first life has already been ended, and the second life was blessed by Grandmaster, and he didn't know how to say beautiful words. He didn't say, I'm so grateful, I will dedicate my second life to follow Grandmaster's footsteps to help all sentient beings. This is right. So he is someone who is really know gratitude and put into action. And so he is already establishing the 11th Energy Bagua practice point. Grandmaster said, that's wonderful. And he's very modest. He said in only 6 months, I think that even just persevere for 6 months is 6 years is not easy. Yeah, he's really outstanding from south to the north, and he allowed 1,200 people to regain health. This is such a huge merit. So, Qi Heng just left a message with thank you, Grandmaster, my most compassionate and loving Grandmaster. Thank you for sharing such wonderful teachings to us to save so many people, including myself. We're able to move out of the darkness and enter the light. I'm so grateful for. I'm really not very good at writing, but I know I have a very sincere heart. I will use my action instead of the words to implement my vow. I won't ask for anything. I will spread Energy Bagua that you teach me to every corner of Taiwan and dedicate my life to all the people. Thank you, Grandmaster. This is so touching. Yeah, Qi Heng is a ginger king, so he was planting gingers, but he has such a wonderful life. And Grandmaster, I heard that you actually prepared some gift for Qi Heng. Oh, yeah, such a compassionate ginger king. What would he get? Okay, bring all the gifts to him. So first, I'll give you a zi bead. If I don't give it to you, you'll be angry, right? I'll give you this zi bead just for fun. Thank you, Grandmaster. And there's more. Actually, you have beyond that. You're the outstanding Energy Bagua practice point leader. He has 10 Energy Bagua practice point, and he's going to have the 11th one. Only in 6 years. What about 16 years? How many? Yeah. How many people you have helped and saved in that 10 Energy Bagua practice points? So this is yours. Yes. Wow. We really need to praise him and even more. Well, we've never given a trophy like this. This is Compassion Ambassador. This is the very first trophy that's given from Bodhi meditation. Only those who truly devoted their life in helping all sentient beings would get this trophy. I hope those people who helped many people would also have the opportunity to receive this kind of trophy. Thank you, Grandmaster. If this is in a stadium, I believe then all of you will stand up and give a round of applause for Qi Heng. Let's give him a round of applause again. The ambassador of compassion, he is the first one to receive it. For people who really love to help others, we actually had many, but to establish so many Energy Bagua practice points and help so many people really touched me. He really deserves such a title, an award. And yes, that's why even today's live stream is called Planting the Seed of Compassion. And yeah, he not only help others, he also ignite other lights and inspire other people to take the bodhisattva path. Yeah, so plant the seed of compassion and receive merits. Who is bodhisattva? This is a bodhisattva. If you just Bodhisattva's way is to just continue to do this, and you always take action as a bodhisattva. Bodhisattva's way is to enlighten myself and enlighten others, and help myself and help others, and spread this to more and more people. This is the bodhisattva path. And 1,200 people benefited from the 10 Energy Bagua practice point, and he trained 13 leaders of the Energy Bagua practice. It's because of his what he did. He put everything into action and touched everyone, and he tell everyone that this is the way, and this is the bodhisattva way. And he's also very wise, and he would choose people who benefit a lot, and also who's very dedicated and very enthusiastic, and he would entrust the Energy Bagua point to such a person. And so he's very wise. And so among the 10 Energy Bagua practice points in the future, I believe we will have many outstanding Energy Bagua points evolving from them. Okay, let's tell something fun about Qi Heng. The difference on his appearance at the beginning when he was just starting to practice Energy Bagua. Is there a picture of him when he just started to practice Energy Bagua? Yeah, this is from the first video, maybe even earlier. This is not very clear because he was wearing the hat. Let's see the difference in his appearance. At the beginning, when he just started to practice Energy Bagua, at the time his complexion is like very yellowish and dark and very thin and very worried. So they're trying to get the picture from that. And his family's testimonial, his wife actually said they actually had a fight for over 20 years, but because they both came to Bodhi meditation, now they have very harmonic relationship, and they can express love. And now even more so, when Qi Heng had established the 10 Energy Bagua practice point, his wife was always supporting him, and both of them were doing this. And now they're becoming the wonderful couple now. So now let's look at him when he has already Now look at him now. And his picture, when I look at him, the first time when I look at him, when he was talking that he was spread, like establishing Energy Bagua practice point, I talked to Master. I said, oh my gosh, he really looked like one of the arhats that I see. Yeah, he is like one of the 18 arhats. Yes. Not easy. This arhat planted so many years of ginger, huh? Yeah. Wow, he practiced so well. Look at his facial organs, his complexion, and his ears, and everything just looks so perfect. And yeah, all these cultivation and practice and dedication and merits all showed on his appearance. So his life has completely transformed. Thank you, Grandmaster, for your blessing. Thank you. And in all these 10 Energy Bagua practice points, there are like tons of Energy Bagua, stories and benefits, all kinds of benefits. So today we're just going to share 2 of them. My name is Ling Li Hua, and I'm 71 years old. When I realized I had heart disease, it was 16 or 17 years ago, so I went to see Western doctors and wear the Holter for 24 hours. Then I found out that I had arrhythmia and atrial fibrillation. When I had arrhythmia, my heartbeat is so fast as if it's coming out of my chest. I have shortness of breath, and I have to take a rest and lay on my stomach or lay on the back. The atrial fibrillation will become more severe when I sleep at night. It would also cause chest pain. And sometimes I'm already asleep and would suddenly wake up from the sharp pain. Afterwards, I couldn't go back to sleep again. I took sleep pills almost every day so I can sleep. My heart problem also led to many other heart issues. I suffer from pain under my shoulder blades for over 21 years. It's so painful that I have to wake up my husband in the middle of the night and ask him to go to the park with me at the middle of the night. There's some metal equipment, exercise equipment in the park. I had to rub my back on the metal equipment because the pain is so deep inside, so I have to use a lot of force to relieve the pain. Another issue is the frozen shoulder. I had that for over a decade. When it gets painful, my arm lost strength and just dangles. I couldn't even comb my hair when it was so painful that I couldn't stand it. I would sleep like a little infant with my arms above my head as if I'm surrendering. And this was how I slept. It was so painful. It was the lowest point of my life. Since I come to Dingzhuang Park and I get to know Energy Bagua, I've been practicing Energy Bagua with great focus. The first, when I started walking, was very painful process because when my heart feels uncomfortable, I had to stop and rest, and then I'll continue after the discomfort is gone. After I practiced Energy Bagua for about a month or 2, the chest pain became less frequent. After 3 to 4 months, it really happened. So gradually, my arrhythmia and atrial fibrillation improved significantly. As I continue to walk Energy Bagua, it's been 8 or 9 months now. These conditions are completely healed. I also have better sleep, so I stopped taking sleeping pills. After walking for 7 months, my frozen shoulder healed too. It's no longer painful. There's also an Energy Bagua aerobic exercise. I'm very good at it. Now, when I have a hairbrush, I can easily brush my hair from left or right or front or back. I feel so relaxed. When it was painful, it felt as if I'm carrying a huge rock on my shoulders. Now, when it's healed now, I'm so relaxed and I'm walking like a winged. Also, after walking about 6 or 7 months of Energy Bagua, the pain underneath my shoulder blades also get healed. I used to rub my back on the metal exercise equipment at the park. Now it has completely healed and hasn't returned since. I also suffer from trigger finger. I've had it for over 5 years. I had tendonitis in this region. And I was very stupid. I just went to have the surgery, but surgery didn't fix anything, and it came back. If I use my index finger frequently, then the trigger finger will happen. I couldn't move it. Even if I try to use my other hand to bring it up, it will fall down right away. However, as I walked Energy Bagua, and I walk and till the 8th or 9th months of practicing the Energy Bagua, this trigger finger never happened again. So now I know how great Energy Bagua is. Such a wonderful Energy Bagua. I have to bring my friends and family to practice Energy Bagua as well, so they can also obtain good health. To spread Grandmaster's great teachings and practice to everyone, it would be my honor. I'm so grateful to Grandmaster. Thank you, Grandmaster. Look at this sister, so so energized, and before she had the heart disease, and she had the stenocardia, she had atrial fibrillation for 16 or 17 years, and for so many years, then because of the lack of breath and insufficient blood flow will cause a lot of problems. These are all very very, very serious. And she also has the shoulder blade pain, very deep inside though. And when she was so painful, it's extremely painful, and she invented a way to cure it. Those metal equipment in the park, and she would just rub his shoulder blade, her back on the metal equipment to relieve the pain a little bit. And so actually this was because of the heart disease and reflected at the back. So when the shoulder blade, under the shoulder blade was so painful, it already indicates that the heart disease is very serious. Yeah, usually we would feel very frightened if someone has a cancer and very nervous, right? But these days, we noticed when we heard these stories, we know that a lot of cardiovascular disease are actually fatal and very terrible. And actually, these cardiovascular disease are actually the most fatal disease. This frozen shoulder and trigger finger is maybe very, disturbing, but it's not fatal, right? Maybe if you cannot comb your hair, maybe your family members, your husband can help you, but it's not fatal. But cardiovascular disease are fatal. Yeah, so you cannot just ignore it. But she's now so happy. She used to like use that metal equipment to punch that acupoint. But when she went to walk Energy Bagua only a month or 2 months, her heart already felt much better. And after 7 months, the shoulder pain was completely gone, and the shoulder blade pain disappeared. And like 8 or 9 months, and also the trigger finger, like after 8 or 9 months, everything's fine, and she's so happy. Oh, Energy Bagua is so good. That's what she said. I need to spread to everyone. And so later we know that she has already determined to become a leader of an Energy Bagua practice point. And Grandmaster said, wonderful, very wise. Yes, and also is very compassionate. Actually, when you walk yourself, you have to walk. When you walk with others, it will be even more fun. And not only you have more people to walk with you, and also it would be more fun, and you have more friends, right? If you're walking with more friends, then you would have more friends, right? And Qi Heng brother also said, when we see other people are benefiting from Energy Bagua, that joy is actually so much that it's even more than when we ourselves are get healed. Yeah, and this Dharma bliss, only those of you who have helped others before, you would understand it. So in order for you to be able to persevere or persist in your practice, it would be better if you teach others to practice. And once every while you'll see other people getting better and better, you'll be so happy. And also, so she actually left a chat here. Li Hua said, Grandmaster, hello Grandmaster, I'm Ling Li Hua from Dingzhuang Energy Bagua practice. Thank you for teaching us Energy Bagua practice. Thank you for allowing me to get back to health. I also lost 6 kilograms. I'm now younger and happier. I'm also establishing Energy Bagua practice point. I'm going to be the leader. Wonderful. Congratulations. Really good. And so next week, she said next week her Energy Bagua practice point will formally start. Wonderful. Okay, I'll give you congratulations and also give you a jewel. This is turquoise from North America. I know ladies like jewelry, so I will give you this turquoise to you. I wish you health, longevity, and happy. Received. Oh, this is a pendant. Wow, so beautiful. Yeah, look at her shirt is also this color. She must like this color. Congratulations, sister. All right. Yeah, now I don't even remember their names. So next is a sister who also benefited. She said, hello everyone, my name is Liu Lingxue. I started to experience chest tightness in 2019, and my heartbeat was also very fast. One day I was cooking. I suddenly felt very painful, so my daughter took me to see a cardiologist. I was diagnosed, he was an authority in cardiology, and I was diagnosed with arrhythmia and angina. When I had an episode of chest pain and arrhythmia, I squat down and do this. I will use all the strength I have to suppress it. It's as if there's a big rock sitting on my chest. I can't breathe, and my heart beats really fast. I don't know what to do. And sometimes when an episode happens, when I'm at home, I bang my head on the wall and keeps banging the wall. I couldn't describe it, and I will be panting for a long time. I had a neck injury for over a decade. We were fruit farmers when my husband was preparing pesticides, so I went to check how much pesticide was left. The pear tree was very short, so I checked the pesticide on the tree. I banged my head on the tree like this, and my neck was very painful. So my husband took me to see an orthopedics, and I dislocated 2 of the neck vertebrae. The doctor tried to realign it and felt when my neck feels so sore and painful, I want to find a place to sit down and lay my neck back like this. I don't know what to do. I spent over $1 million Taiwan dollars, but nothing worked. Get to know Energy Bagua. I started walking Energy Bagua on August the 1st, 2020, just over a year ago. my arm was very sore on the first day, and my chest was uncomfortable. My sister said, you have to bear with it. It's just a process. After practicing for a week, I have less chest tightness, and so I continued to practice. There was once, I usually will use a wheelbarrow to apply the fertilizers. I need to push the wheelbarrow uphill. Usually I couldn't do it, and I would have to ask my husband to push it up. But one day I pushed the wheelbarrow and ran up the hill. My husband followed me and said, "How did you push it up yourself?" I said, "Oh yeah, how did I push it up? I didn't know." And then I realized it was because of my Energy Bagua practice, and arrhythmia is gone, so I'm not panting. So after practicing Energy Bagua for just over a month, my arrhythmia got better. The doctor also said that I could reduce my medication. I used to take medicine twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. Now I only need to take once a day. And now my arrhythmia is gone. I feel relieved. The big rock on my chest slowly disappeared. My life quality is getting better. About half a year later, I went back to the doctor for follow-up. The doctor gave me an ultrasound scan, and during the scan, the doctor asked curiously, "Didn't you have, the stenocardia? How come I couldn't see it on the ultrasound? This is how much it was improved." About a year later, I realized that my neck spine had already healed. I asked my husband, "Have you noticed that I've been sitting with my head back much less?" I didn't tell you I didn't complain anymore about my neck pains anymore. He said, "Yeah, you don't complain about your neck pain anymore." Then he realized the walking Energy Bagua is very effective. So he's walking Energy Bagua with me now. I work with my husband on the farm every day. I would help him to prune the trees, and after the pruning, the branches are tied in bundles, and we need to burn. And I can carry a bundle of guava trees, and I can do it together with my husband, everything. Last year, before the new year, I went to the hairdresser to have a cut. The hairdresser told me that the gray hair on the back now, it's getting its color back. Really? He showed me in the mirror. Yeah, wow, it's starting to turn black. Now I know practicing Energy Bagua is truly miraculous, truly miraculous. I just want to say my life used to be in black and white. Now it's colorful. I'm sincerely grateful for Grandmaster JinBodhi for teaching us such wonderful Energy Bagua so that we can practice and regain health. Thank you. Wow, watching Sister Yo having so many benefits, we're so happy. And she actually has all these heart diseases like stenocardia or angina pectoris. And so this is actually a coronary heart disease, and they would have to take many heart pills, and it's very, very painful and need to take a lot of care, and nobody dare to ignore that. Yes, Grandmasters, and even it didn't attack you, you would feel very tired and weak and would pant, and it would be impossible to do any labors. But she's a fruit farmer, so every day she would have to do some labor, and so it's very inconvenient because of the insufficient blood flow, and also the more labor, the more exhausted she is, the more possible for her to suffer from that chest pain. And also when she was running, she bumped into the pear tree, and she so she had that neck problem and dislocated her neck vertebra. The lower back dislocation would be very, very painful and inconvenient, and she had the neck dislocation, and she had to have that protection and support of the neck for like 8 years. It was so hard, but after practicing Energy Bagua, this is just so effective. Only like a week, she already felt not so much chest congestion, and after a month, the arrhythmia, which is a kind of heart disease, already is getting better. And also when after a month, when she go to have the ultrasound, the doctor was very surprised. How come your stenocardia disappeared? So that kind of heart disease is also incurable, is also very fatal. And her heart disease is cured, and she is full of energy. And when she's working, she's full of energy, and she can push the wheelbarrow and run up the hill. And she herself was very surprised. How come she can run up the hill? So they were also talking about the whole bundle of the guava branches. And before, when she was very weak and she had problem with her neck, how can she carry the bundle of the guava? And she was like a paper woman before, but now she was able to carry the whole bunch of the guava branches and burn it, and she could push up the wheelbarrow and run up the hill. It's huge change and improvement. And she didn't need to, lean on something with her neck. And this is very fast. Yes, definitely fast. Yeah. And these diseases are extremely, uncomfortable and suffering. And there was also a surprise, a happy surprise. Her hairdresser noticed that her gray hair is actually getting darker. And so she became so happy and showed such a happy smile like a little girl. Grandmaster said it's because her vital energy is coming back, and her eyes now is so bright. Because of Energy Bagua, because her health is greatly improved. Congratulations, sister. All right, I'll give you this present. So this is also the turquoise pendant from North America. It's very beautiful. I wish you health, longevity, and be happy. Very good. Thank you, Grandmaster. Today, when we hear the story of the Ginger King Qiheng story, we're so touched. And a lot of our online friends said, we said that, we would encourage you to establish new Energy Bagua practice point. A lot of people say that they want to establish Energy Bagua practice point. So now we need to learn from Qiheng. We're going to establish Energy Bagua point ourselves, but we will also encourage others to establish Energy Bagua practice point. Why? He has so much, such a great aspiration and so much energy. It's all because of gratitude, right? And so Grandmaster said, you can say that, well, if you have time, would you do that? Well, absolutely, right? When we benefit and then the gratitude so much, of course, my life is blessed by Master. It's all saved because of practicing Energy Bagua. Of course, I will devote this life to spread Energy Bagua to help more people. And a lot of our online friends and a lot of our fellow practitioners, they are very grateful for Grandmaster, and they also they usually would say, Grandmaster, can I cook something for you? Can I give you some presents or some clothes? But actually, our Grandmaster is living a very simple life, just some noodles or something, and every day he's only wearing either the Dharma robe or just some, sports outfit. And Yeah, so when we have received so much favor from Grandmaster, and a Chinese old saying is like, we need to give back 100 folds back, right? And for such a favor, for blessing us with a new life, nothing can help us to repay or to give back. And so how can we express this gratitude? The only way is like Brother Qi Heng, just like Grandmaster, to become a hand of Grandmaster and follow Grandmaster's footsteps, to spread compassion, to take the bodhisattva path, to spread the Dharma to more and more people. Only in this way can we pay back a tiny bit. Yeah, so Brother Qi Heng set a very good example for all of us. Yeah, and in our class, actually, Grandmaster said many times that I'm actually trying to give back to all the favor that Buddha blessed me. And so this Brother Qi Heng is trying to express his gratitude and give back. And so from the south of Taiwan to north of Taiwan, everywhere there's his footprints. And he drove down from the ginger farm. Many times it could be very dangerous, and it could be very slippery. It could be so dangerous, but he was not afraid at all. And this kind of spirit touched so many people, and a lot of people cried because of his spirit. And because of this, a lot of people were touched and came and practiced. And that's why, and also his perseverance after he got well, he was very gratitude, and so he was very grateful. In all these 6 years, he never stopped. And now, today, we can see he has already established 10 Energy Bagua practice foreign, and even the 11th one. And in this second life, he said he will devote all his life to this bodhisattva path to help more people. And this perseverance really is really wonderful, and every one of us really should learn from him. And he is not very good at expressing, but he always put that in action. And he was not afraid of tiring or any difficulties. And it is not a very difficult perseverance. It becomes a nature. It becomes a part of his life. Yeah, so this is what we need to learn from him. So Grandmaster said, when we have gratitude, then we will be happy. Especially when you have the gratitude and plus the compassion. You're like a bodhisattva. When you have this vow, then all the people that you taught, whenever they start to benefit, you feel so happy. And this happiness will bring you what we call the Dharma bliss. And this Dharma bliss will actually bring us happiness and longevity and merits. Maybe according to your fate, you should have already gone long time ago. You spread 6 more years. Maybe you lived 6 more years longer. You continue to, maybe you want to plant more ginger or something. But if you don't have life, what are you? What can you do anyways? So a lot of our sentient beings, sometimes they are very confused. They just think about if they are alive, they're just making money. Who are you making money for? They don't know. And then they don't know. And then it's like a habit. It's just like smoking is a habit too. And so when they wake up and then they'll just make money. But Qi Heng is quite awakened. Anyways, this life is blessed to me. I need to give back, and so I'm grateful. And he actually talked to me before, I'll just help more people. At that time, I said, Why should you plant ginger? Yeah, if you always plant ginger, you will probably go to the hell. I'm actually very frank. Yeah, your life for planting ginger is already closed. You should have already been in hell. It's because of me that you are alive. You don't know what I'm doing? Of course you should go out and help more people now. You have helped so many people. How happy you are. And if you already are living happily, then keep going. What you're going to achieve further, I don't know. I actually just want you to have this happiness from giving back, right? Yeah, you're not chasing for any money or lust or anything, just for give back and pass down. When Qi Heng sees so many people benefit, of course he is super happy, and this Dharma bliss would make him get up at 4 a.m. Yes, he didn't have to sleep more or eat more, but he's full of Dharma bliss, and wherever he goes, he would have good fortune, and he would have all the blessings from everybody. Yeah. So we always talk about accumulate merits. There are many different ways to accumulate merits, to offer lights, to give. And now we learn that in so many different ways of offering, this Dharma offering or Dharma giving is the most advanced and most auspicious. Yeah. And they really respect me, and he's actually the owner of the farm, and he is he has very high income. He actually hired a lot of people to plant the gingers. Now you already are very clear. Now at this age, you should help more people instead of make more money. This is what I promote. Maybe not everybody would agree with me, but this is what I think is the most reasonable way of most good way of living. So the sharing about Energy Bagua, Brother Qi Heng benefited from Energy Bagua and helped so many people. Now you all understand, right? I believe everyone is touched, just like me, right? And next, I'm going to go back to yesterday's live stream. There were so many sleep paralysis and evil energy, and see some shadows in the room. We received tons of messages and letters, and yesterday we helped a lot of people to remove the evil energy, and later we will do more and burn all of that to eliminate all of those, so that Buddha light will shine on all. Those who disturb our life and disturb our courage or our happiness, those ghosts and those spirits, they will be shined and by Buddha light, and will be guided by Buddha light to the world. Yeah. And so later we actually received a lot of messages and letters. I have a list of them. I will read their names, and I will continue to help them. At least we will do our best. So I will read the name list. These includes the people who we helped yesterday. Okay, I'll just read it. So there's Chang,
金明泽、李荣喜、朝阳、金谭炫、北山、史大杰、Jessica 劳、金敏慧、金玉成、金玉贝、玛丽莎、邝仁凤、李豪、凯特曾、曾书景、李红、谭类华、金雪、田少波、王思阳、王思阳、于秀丽、Leslie 方玉、黄家红、 WHB 啊，陈雪梅、静林，邱卡外、徐玉玲、于玲，还有韩国名字哈，郝鹏孙、徐凤花、韩香芝、吴海峰、张宝林、全玲、单航、王春发、金鹏、高鹏、徐福军、徐东菊、于占泽、饶雅妹、豆豆、韩智子、金敏慧、金新莲、张嘉熙。觉真帮我读一下吧，后面的。
Asmin 宁金盾菊、乔雪梅、王威廉、林、艾润豪、金鹏亮、艾佩、金宣购、罗彦春、金泰、金智慧、金明晓、苍之、菊梦、Chloe、温蒂李、金木上、天青云开、王大军、果夸、金怡板、金宏宇、赵秀燕、杨雅婷、本自清净、周美鹏、Sharon Chen、金长锦、金通石、刘心怡、金福、SK 谭、富有丰盛、金一凡、金念浩、王敏荣、玉儿、金刚、金维初、瑞茶、舒元、JNC、幸福的鱼、黄绿河、木金恰、淡泊明志、金云聪、顾进地、金香吉、金红贡、奇想、金娃娃、青影、祁同、金赞田、剖花 Cham、亮昂、清净自然、小光、Pamela Pung、烟雨金、金月莲、WJ 金、王秀荣、赵秀燕、杜豹、何月、宜川、李太郎、贤妥一家、何盘11岁的小男孩、朴龙子、文辉、南焕、孙威、裴元素、伊勤旧、矮元、葱素、兰香、金林素、李苍民、曹叶丽、松香武、矮温、莫泽美、金苍晓、密多利、玉博、彩晨、李玉山、全沁、金鹏提、叶上兰州、金典碧、姚浩伟、赵红霞。好的，师父就是这么多了。
Yes,
好，
Grandmaster, that's
把
it.
这些名单哈，
So later we will burn the name list. Hope Buddha light will shine on all. You can say.
让佛光普照呢，接
So
引
Buddha
干
light
扰你
will
的那样的
shine on
幽
all
冥
of
的众
them
生
to guide them,
不再折磨你
guide
这是我
these
希望的哈。
spirit so that they will not torture you anymore. After that, we will do some rituals to help you. Thank you, Grandmaster. And I'd like to remind you that there are some new online friends that they know that there are so many wonderful Energy Bagua practice points. So they want to know where to learn Energy Bagua, how to contact them. So we're going to put the contact information on the screen so you can contact the Bodhi meditation centers. We have many Energy Bagua practice points, and Qiheng has already established 10. We actually have close to 100 Energy Bagua practice points, so you can consult the Bodhi meditation center, so you can find an Energy Bagua practice point that is close to you. All right. Would you like to chant for a little bit, or we should end right now? Let's see. Let's see our online friends' opinion. We received a lot of messages and letters, like on yesterday's topic, that we just have so many. There's so many people have been disturbed in their dreams. Well, it seems to be just a shadow. It feels like a paralysis, a sleep paralysis, but some of them are actually beyond time and space. It can even cause fatal problem, and it can even cause health problem or fortune, or some are taking revenge. And yesterday, when we mentioned about some of the examples, some of the messages, actually we only shared part of it. They actually had even more details and privacies, and we didn't want to disclose so many, so I can only summarize in general that you need to make more merits. Merits is the main thing. Secondly, is for you to wear, something that you wear, or in your environment, like in your working environment, in your home, like all these blessed gifts. If you have them, then to dispel the evil, it would be better. It's like feng shui. Maybe if you cannot make money, it's because you're lack of something. Let me give you an example. In feng shui, there's someone used to be in the countryside in Qinghai province, and he has a water gun, it's a jar, and was crushed in a very important location of the home of their house, and that's where they that's the kitchen where they cook. Yeah. And it's a very good location, and I think that is a very good location. But the little kid actually was, maybe kicking some balls, but crashed the water gun, and so they bought a new one, and then the kids always go there, and so they think, oh, we will move it to the chicken coop. Well, it's not dirty. I will just cover, the water bucket. But in his home, actually, the position, the location where it's actually to gather money fortune is exactly where the water gun was located before. And maybe they have asked somebody to look at the feng shui before, but ever since they moved the water gun, they always lose money. And they always cause troubles. And his son actually broke his leg when he was driving a bicycle. And so, so these things happen. And then my master looked at it. I asked my master, I said, is it because of the water jar moved? And my master said, oh, the location for their prosperity is exactly where the water jar used to be, that when the water jar was broken. But now they put the water jar at the location where there's trouble. There's chicken and ducks, and there are always these troubles. There are lots of, so when they move the water jar back to the prosperity location, everything becomes fine. Is it fun? So actually, their ancestors are very virtuous, but when something was misplaced, even though they had virtue, but even if they have virtue, but if you take a wrong medicine, then you might still Yeah, you might still get sick, right? You will probably not get, yeah. So a lot of times if you wear some good blessed gift, it's very important, right? Another thing that I want to say is that when I was in Tibet, there was someone who really liked me, and it was a young man, 2 years older than me. And once he was trying to rob me, and I said, I'm actually poorer than me. You have a knife. I don't even have a knife. And then we became good friends. And how come I'm talking about him? I thought about a story. Oh, did he become your Dharma protector? Yeah, so starting from the water jar was dislocation, and so that young man's parents said he actually fight with other people. He always liked to fight with others, but always was beaten by others. And several times other people stabbed him, but he would try to avoid. But he didn't die. He would avoid it. And how come he didn't die? He said. He actually fought it like 100 times, and every time they would use knife, but he didn't die. He actually has a box on the neck, and Tibetan people call it gawu, and there's a small stone inside the box. And what is that? Actually, once he went with his father to meet a living Buddha, to prostrate to a living Buddha, and in the living Buddha's washroom, he took back a small stone, and then he wrapped the little stone and put it in an iron box and to protect him. At the time, his grandfather didn't go there, and then his grandfather said, "Oh, you took that stone from the living Buddha's washroom, though, so wrap it and carry it." And so he said, "I won't die. I have this to protect me." I said, "Oh no, I cannot say you're stupid, but I cannot say you're intelligent either. But would it be effective?" Well, for 100 times when they fight with knives, he didn't get seriously injured. And he's just super lucky. After he got to know me, there was once when they want to cross a river, and the river, the bridge collapsed, and they were sitting on the tractor, and the tractor fell in the river, and the river was very deep. In Tibet, it was so cold. In the winter, inside the river, he had nothing wrong, and the person who was driving the tractor was drowned, and the other two friends were drowned, but he still survived. I said, "Why?" And he said, "Oh, I have this living Buddha's, blessed item to bless me." So when you don't have a disaster, you don't feel anything. But when there's disaster, especially when there's, those ghosts or evil energy come, when there is something blessed by true Buddhist practitioner, a Buddhist master, and it will give it the blessings. When I say this lion would be blessed and to help you to protect your house and to avoid all evil energy and bite all the evil spirits. And then once I say that, then this line would be already empowered. Yes. Would that happen? Do you believe? Do you want to hear even more terrible stories? When I was in China, I'm just going to give you an example. I'm not going to mention who that was. A very high-level government official invited me to go there and invited. It was a new leader. This old man was very kind, and he said, Last year, there were 4 of the senior officers of this government who died in beheaded in a car accident, and they always have some obstacles in everything that they do. And when I went there, I saw 2 stone lions, and the lions were actually having the red kind of light glowing from his eyes, and these lions are too fierce and will bite people. So I changed that. I kind of removed some of the energy, and I released some of the wrong souls. And when I look at the stone lion, their eyes are very gentle now. And then the head of that government office, now he felt very comfortable now. He actually has yin-yang eyes. When he walked by the lions, he feels very comfortable, and ever since then, everything is fine. And so these blessings and these rituals, yesterday we mentioned about in the mountains, these wizards would connect with the ghosts. If you have never experienced that, you would think it's unbelievable. But the power of blessings, if there's really the Dharma power, if you're really compassionate, and even if you don't know how to bless, you just talk to the lion, say, lion, help them to guard their home. And so if you wear some blessed item, and in your car, you need to put some auspicious things, and in your home, you also need to put something auspicious. Some young people, they don't know, they just some very fashionable clothes, they have the skeletons and skulls, and that would bring you terrible danger. And so everything that you are displaying in your home should be auspicious, then you will receive auspicion, right? So this is some knowledge that I want to share. So thank you very much, Grandmaster, for sharing. Yesterday, a lot of people are very interested in purchasing the Mahakala's picture, and also the Vajravarahi's Tanka, and they like to have these very fierce and powerful, bodhisattvas picture. Today, I see that there's we see a very powerful statue here. Yesterday, we have this is actually over 500 years now. In China, it's from Ming Dynasty. This is Kalachakra's joyful expression. So according to the Tantric Buddhism, it's very profound. Yesterday I actually mentioned, to protect us if we are just an ordinary person. If you make offerings to them from your home to the Pure Land, this distance, wherever you go, you will be auspicious. He will protect you. So all the deities will protect you. Let alone the heavenly gods, or the king of the gods, or nothing could affect you. Those who want to get enlightened, it will help you to go through all levels to protect you and guide you, and go through all the tests, and eventually reach the other shore of enlightenment. So we will be able to see through all the obstacles. So that's why this is called Kalachakra. And this is a very ancient statue. So the blessing is very, very powerful. This blue gemstone powder, 2 authentic blue gemstone powder, and the gold is real gold and grounded into gold powder and applied on the surface. And there are so many Dharma masters or Dharma kings. They have made offerings and also did empowerment for others. So this is a very, very precious. When you offer it, you need to have such great career and wealth. To have $10 million or $10 less for people who have a lot of money, especially those listing companies. Maybe your mind just have a little change, and when you have more positive thoughts, then maybe you will get maybe tens of millions of dollars or even billions of dollars. That's very easy and very normal. So this is very, very precious, and the blessing is extremely powerful. This is the true, precious. And compared to this, Zi bead is very, very small, the power. And so, so this is for someone who really have such a great need, and in order, because this is so precious, and I'm allowing it to be purchased. You need to have this financial power, and you do have this need. I will not easily let go this statue. So while you are teaching Grandmaster, there are lots of our online friends, they don't want to miss the blessings, from removing their evil energy. So let me read their names.
金德妙、金美善的老伴儿、郭静月、彭甫、J 莹、李慎、江永昌、江西全、卢其信、吴怡芳、朱允飞、王希蒙、欧日生、怀茂、杨永梅、金子、提盼、陈荣瑞、张梅婷、贤乾、林星、高翠敏。感恩师父。
好的，好的。
Thank you, Grandmaster.
好。
All right, no problem. So later, I will help to solve your problems. So today's teaching is now complete. I wish everybody health and happiness. Shall we tell the time of the next live stream? Yes. So that will be April the 22nd, Friday, Vancouver time 6 p.m. and Asian Taipei time would be Saturday, April the 23rd, 9 a.m. So we'll see Grandmaster at that time. So wish everybody health, happiness, and wish fulfillment and auspiciousness. We'll see you next time.
Banta Gulu Peme Shidi Hu Hong Aho Banta Gulu Peme Shidi Hu Hong Aho Banta Gulu Peme Shidi Hu Banta Gulu Peme Shidi Hu Om Ahu Banta Gulu Peme Shidi Hu Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda Guru Pe Me Si Di Hu Om Ahu Banda 班扎咕噜贝美西地吽，吽啊呼，班扎咕噜贝美西地吽，吽啊呼，班扎咕噜贝美西地吽，吽啊呼，班扎咕噜贝美西地吽，吽啊呼，班扎咕噜贝美西地吽，吽啊呼，班扎咕噜